Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. Welcome to your reading for December 12th through the 18th. You have an interesting overall energy card here. You have the card of contact. Now, contact says that there may be a situation where you need to contact somebody, and I'm going to guess that for most of you that is correct. And then also there is a possibility that there is, that there is a synchronistic moment where you meet somebody. So really pay attention this week. If there's someone that you have been hesitating to have a conversation with, this might be an important week to do that. If that's not the case, then be on the lookout and really pay attention to the energy around you to see what is going on as far as, the people that you meet, there might be a very synchronistic meeting of the minds that happens this week. And the reason I think, though, that it's most likely that you need to tell somebody something. So maybe you want to put in your notice at work. Maybe you want to break up with somebody. Maybe you want to ask somebody to marry you. Maybe you, there's some, it's not small. It feels pretty big here. It's weighing heavily on your mind. There's something that's been weighing very heavily on your mind because it is going to change the trajectory, the pathway that you are on. You are making a choice and a decision, and you're heading off in a different direction. And it's something that's been a little bit of a long time in coming, because here in the, what is the overall energy? Overall energy here? Okay, this is nice. You have the card of, this is like a reconciliation. It's the lilies. So this is a card that could offer you an opportunity to say you're sorry, or to actually have a conversation in which you get the apology you deserve. The really interesting thing about forgiveness, because that card is very much about healing energy. So the thing about forgiveness is you don't actually have to tell anybody that you've forgiven them. It is something that you can do for yourself. But I think that this is going to require a conversation. Let's get into why I think that. In the key to the situation, we have the letter. Okay, so first off, there's the writing. And in the area of resources, how do you increase your resources? It's through communication, the birds. And in the area of what's been bothering you is there's information about some kind of a contract. So an agreement you had with somebody. So again, it's a very big deal, but the book is closed, right? So it's almost like I'm done with this chapter. I've completed this. It feels very much like you're putting in your notice at work, or your notice with a person in your life that you no longer really want to necessarily communicate with, or you're making a choice or a decision. Maybe you're somebody who's been dating a lot. You're like, yeah, no, I'm narrowed down to this one person. Because look, here in the area of where you've been seeking the information, we have another card of the birds. Now, this card of the birds here is about gathering wisdom, gathering knowledge, and it is in the area of seeking information, but it's got the bird, so it's community. So this is definitely networking, talking, asking other people, but it's under the cover of darkness, almost like stalking Facebook, learning stuff that way. There is a level of experience and information that comes through that way also. And it's also understanding what have you learned so far, and how do you want to apply it moving forward? How do you want to apply it moving forward? The obstacle is interesting because it's the tower. Now, it's not the tower like Tarot. The tower in Lenormand, the tower represents a hierarchy, a safety, a security, also being able to see things from a higher vantage point. And so when that is the obstacle, it makes me feel like you are feeling small and insignificant in some way, not recognized for your contributions, and maybe perhaps feeling, maybe you feel like you're lost in a big organization, and it doesn't feeling secure. So maybe you need more job security than where you're at, and you want to work for a larger company that has more options available to you. this could also be that you're feeling shut out in a community or a family situation, because we have so many cards of the birds here. There is a parting of the ways. There's a choice as a decision that's made this week, because we have the card of the ways. There's two paths, right? And there's this block. What's interesting is it always looks like the Ace of Pentacles to me. It's like you're making a choice or a decision to move in one direction or the other. And of course, following your heart would be the thing to do. In the area of the heart space, you have the heart. So you following your heart and doing what your heart suggests and moving toward what brings joy. See, it's almost like you're stepping away from, checking out a community and actually moving into one. Because in the area of resources, we got the cherry trees in blossom, the birds are singing, it's spring energy, it's new opportunities. And where do you anchor your energy into this long-awaited change? And so we have the stork. And so it's taking you a long time to get to this decision, or the direction you're heading off in is going to take a little while to complete the cycle, but you're following your heart, which is fabulous. But this is a big decision point. You're being asked to make a choice. In the area of how do you transform the situation, it's been a burden. It's been a burden. We've got the cross here. It feels like a burden. However, if you're using this as advice, then this would become the spirituality aspect of really following your inner voice, looking for the signs, the synchronicities that point you in one direction or the other. Look, I love this deck for so many reasons, but if you look at the stork, down here is that cross, that right here, right? And so I really feel it's like, but we've got the stork is coming in for a landing. And so it's like you're able to get over the burden. You're able to get over the burden. And the path that leads out of there, there's a fork down here in the road. It's way in the back. It's the fork in the road. So there's a journey of some sort, a change in direction that's happening. Major turning point here. But it's going to offer you a chance to really heal something, I believe, in the heart space. So, okay, it's a tough one. I think that it's going to be something where you may have to swallow your pride a little, and you may have to say, gosh, I really don't think I got that quite right. And I think that might have been what's slowing you down, because on Monday and Tuesday, when that moon is in Leo, and that moon in Leo has some very productive energy around it, but there's also this chatty social energy to it, and you've got these birds here. The cards that came out is Lilith, Face Your Shadow, and Rihanna, Your Inner Strength. That's the strength to face your shadow. That's your strength to push past this burden. I feel like there's some conversation that's been needing to be had, and it's something you put off a lot because you don't want to. I don't want to deal with that. But it's weighing so heavy on you, and it's keeping you from attaining this sense of foundational security and growth in some aspect of your life. And so I think this week, whatever that hard conversation is, now's the time. So that feels like the majority. That's not your story. Then I would say, well, first, you should always check out your sun, moon, and rising. But if that's not your story, I would say be looking for an opportunity that you're going to hear from somebody, right? We've got the chatty birds here talking, and it's going to be something, it's going to be someone you talk to, something you hear. It's going to really resonate in your heart, and it's going to allow you to make a big shift, a big change. So on Wednesday and Thursday and into Friday, when that moon is in Virgo, and we have this grand earth trine. Well, yeah, it's a grand earth trine. it's a lunar Earth trine anyways. We've got the moon in Virgo in trine, so that's how you feel, that grounded feeling, with Mercury in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus that wants to make changes. And so I really think that there's some really great, Tuesday has great social, chatty energy. If you really need to talk to someone, that might be the really good day to do it. And then I think that there's some healing energy that has the opportunity to really come out of that Wednesday and Thursday. Friday looks a little dicey. So, but you have the otter spirit. You are never alone. This is soulmate energy. So, I just feel like, and this bird is coming in, right? And so there's a lot of community energy here. If you're not feeling comfortable in one scenario, you can easily move to another one. There's an opportunity for you on the horizon. And I also want to say Spirit's got your back. Even though that Spirit got your back didn't show up here. But this little heart-shaped otter spirit here, and the otters, you know, the river otter, well, I don't know about the ocean otters though. They will when they go to sleep, they flop on their little backs, but they hold hands with each other. They stay connected so that while they're sleeping in the overnight hours, as the waves are moving, they don't get separated. That's why you're never alone. You're not separated from what's really of value to you. And we have this heart here also, so really connecting in with your heart, connecting in with people that matter to you. And yes, there may be a little humble pie that you have to eat. If someone else comes to you and they're offering to have this conversation, be open and willing to listen to them also. And then of course it could just be that you're meeting somebody really important that you don't know that yet. So, the moon, when it is in Libra, Saturday and Sunday, you have the card of the Seeker and the Free Spirit. Very Aquarius energy here. Free Spirit says you can only change yourself. Now it is time to unleash your free spirit and try not to blend in and be the same as everyone else. So, in other words, Aquarius, be yourself. Just be Aquarius. That's your superpower. And the Seeker, the meaning of life is to always seek ways to give your life meaning, doing so with gratitude, patience, and compassion for others and yourself. And compassion is, yeah, I see what you're going through, but you don't have to, you don't have to feel what they're going through, but you can recognize that for somebody it's difficult, right? You can understand that for them it's a struggle. But empathy is when you totally pick up that energy and you carry that burden, and you don't need to do that, right? But sometimes people just want someone to say, I see you. I see that you're struggling. And how can I support you in a way, you don't say this to them, that doesn't totally deplete my energy, right? You can't do that. But how can I support you? And see what they say. And if it's something that you're comfortable with, then yes, right? Because there's a decision to be made. Okay, so conversations big this week. Either because you need to do some healing, or because somebody comes in and somehow from that connection, healing shows up down the road. It's very nice. Great, guys, just go be yourselves. I'm on Facebook every day. Your sneak peek into 2023. That video is out. I will link that right here. And I guess that's it. You guys have a great week. Oh, I do a live video. Well, I do a premiere video with a live chat every Sunday night at 7:30. And we look a little bit more into the energy of the week there. So if you'd like to join me for the live chat, that's always fun. You guys take good care. Talk to you soon.